What's up, everybody? This is Shay D. Welcome to my little random horror series where I just randomly pick a movie or one that I've been wanting to check out for a while and kind of show you guys a little bit about the movie, talk about it a little bit, show you a little bit about the release. Today, I'm going to start with this one, Madman. Now, I have seen this one time previously before. I really enjoyed this one, thought it was pretty freaking awesome. Now, I didn't get to see this one when I was younger, but still, I think on this second watch, I think I like it even more now. And as you can see, this is the DVD and Blu-ray release. You got the DVD on this side, you got the Blu-ray right there, and it does come with reversible cover art. So right here on this side, you do have the original cover art right there with the silhouette and everything. I went ahead and switched the original cover art for this cover art right here, which is actually in like the beginning title of the movie and also at the end title of the movie. I think this is really cool. It has like the trees that almost look like hands, and then the other silhouette of Madman Mars right there with the full moon, and he's holding his axe and a severed head. So yeah, let me get into this movie. Um, I love how this starts off with the campfire story, how they're all sitting around the campfire, and it kind of sets the vibe and the tone for the whole movie. There is a great and simple, eerie score. They use the dark synthesizers. I think this may be one of the first movies to really fully use that and fully utilize it. It's really cool. It sets the vibe right away as well. Really cool music in this one. Simple, a little offbeat, but yet dope and cool at the same time. It gets off to a good start pretty quickly. There is some great kills in this one. There's a pretty brutal hanging. That scene is pretty crazy. You can see the guy turning like purple and blue, and he's fighting for his life. You think he's up on the tree, he's got a chance, and then Madman Mars comes and bam. Yeah, cool shit. There is a double decapitation, not at the same time, but like two different people get decapitated, like back to back. And there's one very famous scene from here that involves the truck and the truck hood and how he stomps down on the hood and gets the girl. Pretty awesome stuff. There's also a chick that gets put on a big hook in this one. Um, Madman Mars himself is really cool. He's a huge lurking character. He almost looks wild or feral. Like he's hairy. He's got these nails and claws. He almost has like the silhouette or something of like a Yeti or a Sasquatch. Yeah, he talks in these grunts and makes these cool noises and stuff. The way he moves is actually really cool. He's actually really big, but he's agile at the same time. There's a really cool, famous shot of him where it's like his silhouette where he's shot up in the tree, and you could kind of see him in a distance, and it kind of gives the whole outlook with his wild hair and stuff. Really cool stuff. This is a phenomenal early slasher from 1981. I believe, even though this gets a lot of love, it is still underrated. I would have loved it as a kid, but I still love it now. If I'd have seen this as a kid, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, this one's dope. It has a lot of rewatchability to it. It's just a straight up slasher. Um, there's a cool scene in here too, where the axe is stuck in the stump, and two different guys are trying to work together to pull this axe out of the stump, and it's just stuck in there so far. And then it shows you how powerful and strong Madman Mars is later. He comes along later and just gets that sucker one-handed, gets that shit out of there and like splits the stump. um he busts through doors, like one door I think it's a swing or two with the axe, and he's through that shit. Another one just bam, like he's just a big Hulk dude, and he just slams right through that stuff. And like I said, he almost looks like a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. He's got the long hair. He's super big. He grunts. He has these big ass feet. He walks like barefoot. He almost has like these claws. His nails and stuff almost look like claws. Just a super cool, really cool character. They do give you a lot of cool backstory on him as well, like the legend of him, his origin story, and kind of, you know, how it goes and where it started, because that's what is kind of explained right from the get-go with the campfire scene. I like how it just starts from that right away, and then it just kind of gets into the movie right away. What's really cool about this release here, from Vinegar Syndrome, is there is a full-length documentary on here. It's called The Legend Still Lives, and it's great. It has great interviews, great insight. There's a bunch of different special features down here, but yeah, it has great interviews, great insight. They do talk to the guy that played Madman Mars himself, and they talk to the writer and producer. Um, they do have some stuff on here about the music. They do have some other commentary tracks on here, which I have not been able to check out yet. But I did watch all the other features other than, like the commentary. But yeah, that full length documentary is a super cool special feature to have on there. I mean, it's a full length documentary. It's just about as long as the movie. You get a lot of insight, a lot of good information about the movie, what took place years later. I think it's like 30 years later after they talk to him. They go back to some of the original locations and stuff, and they talk about what it took to get the movie off the ground, how they raised funds, how they did some casting. And yeah, it's just some really good stuff, some really good information in there. Even in those interviews and in that documentary with some of the cast and the writer and such, there is talks of a sequel or a remake. I guess they have already had them written, or they're already written. Where are these movies? Because I want to see some more Madman movies. I want to see Madman Mars. Some sequels will be nice. They did mention something about a prequel story at one point, and yeah, I would love to see this extended. I think Madman Mars definitely is deserving of a franchise all his own. Super cool character, super cool music, super cool legend. I like the whole story of this. I like the whole vibe of this movie. Yeah, if anybody knows about what happened to the remake or sequel or whatever of this, let me know. Or if I'm just completely missing and there's something out there. But yeah, that brings me to a little point. I know a lot of people don't like remakes. They're like, well, this is a, original badass movie. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I look at it from a different perspective. I know there's been some great remakes, some good remakes, and some poor remakes, some shitty remakes. But to me, a remake does not take any value off the original. If anything, it hypes it up or it puts it on a better pedestal because you will always have that original. Uh, to me, I'd rather have them crank stuff out, especially if it is like this, where it's the original writer, the original, producer, the original actor that played Man Mars. If it's stuff like that, I'm all for a remake or a sequel or whatever, keep it going, update it however they want to do it. But yeah, this is an awesome release right here. The whole cast seems like they're cool, and it seems like watching the documentary and stuff that they just had a blast making this movie. That they had a lot of fun. Some people only made this one movie. A lot of the cast and crew went on to do other things, make various other pictures. As far as like acting and casting and sound and all that kind of stuff. A lot of them stayed in the business, but some kind of just had this one flick. And all in all, this is a great movie, a great release, and I think I want a Madman shirt. Like, I really dig this movie. So yeah, everybody, this is Shay D. Sometimes I'm gonna get into these and maybe do a little deeper of a dive into a movie, give you my thoughts, kind of show you the release a little bit, and just let me know if you guys like these. Uh, if there's certain movies that you've seen maybe in my collection that you're wondering about, or you know just various stuff like that. So thanks everybody, this is Shay D. I'm gonna go freaking have a brewski or two. But yeah, I was really happy watching this movie this time. Like, I was just thinking how lucky we are as horror fans. If you remember back in the day, some of these movies were hard to come by, or you couldn't see this movie, or if you're older like me, you remember the days of the VHS, and maybe all of them didn't have this particular movie, or maybe you've seen this cover but just weren't able to rent it. And as time went on, you're able to see this now and able to own it, and it has a good transfer, and it just looks great. And when they put a documentary and all these special features with it, it just amps it up and brings back not only the nostalgia, but like the appreciation for good movies, for independent movies, especially movies like this, a good slasher from that prime time period of slasher movies. So yeah, everybody, check it out. This is Madman.